After a swing or two in the hammock the next morning, we headed to Pop's restaurant for breakfast. Now, a couple of things let me know that Pop's was definitely the best breakfast in town. The first clue was that the place was packed with locals and tourists alike. The second clue was a leaky air conditioning unit. You know, the kind that'll hit you on the top of the head with a drop of water every 3 seconds or so if you stand in the wrong spot. It lets you know the food is so good, no one gives a damn about things being fancy or up to code. Due to the restaurant being so packed, we were seated at a table already occupied by a local dad and son. Apparently, Belize has a close culture, meaning squeezing six in a booth with strangers is welcomed with hospitality. We ordered our food and we were quickly served. The food prices were definitely on point for our family travel budget. Waffles, sausage burrito, jack, or Johnny cake as we call it. All this deliciousness for under $30. We were hungry and we slayed our first breakfast in Belize. Even with the AC water splashing the corner of our table, the meal was undeniably great. Our booth mates left and we enjoyed the ambiance of Paris. On our way out, we crossed paths with many friendly locals, including some Mennonites. We went back to Hotel Tia Maria to regroup and plan our first outing. Unable to resist the lure of the hammocks on a full happy belly, we hung out at the hotel a little longer than we thought we would. The weather was just perfect and we were in no rush in beautiful Belize. We finally decided to walk down Burns Avenue. That's the town's main street. We just wanted to see the surrounding area and to get a feel of where we were. There were more tour operating companies than we could count, and all were more costly than we were willing to pay. Anyway, most activities were a little too dangerous for smaller children. Even with so much geared at tourism, there were definitely many things that were meant for the enjoyment of Belizeans. This was also my first encounter with a very friendly stray dog that seemed to be everywhere. After a while, we ducked into a souvenir shop and picked up a few things, most importantly postcards. Postcards are my preferred gifts for family and friends. Definitely budget friendly, but also a great heartfelt way to say, hey, I was thinking of you. Usually hidden away in a stack of bills, this can be a very pleasant surprise. San Ignacio is located in the Cayo district of Belize and has a population of about 20,000. With its border so close to Guatemala, the population is mostly mestizo and Spanish is widely spoken. But there are also a sizable Mennonite, Creole, Mayan, and Chinese communities here. There seems to be endless activities in the area. Horseback riding, 4 different Mayan temples, a short day trip to the Cahal Pyramids in Guatemala, and tubing. We went back to Tia Maria's to drop off our souvenirs and for Alpha Papa to give the boys a quick behavior pep talk. Then it was time to hit the road again. So as you can see, Belize has a really great Caribbean feel to it. It's like the best mix of Caribbean and Spanish. We're very close to the border of Guatemala right now. We're in the city of San Ignacio and we are loving it. It feels so safe. It's beautiful. We've had delicious food. We've met great locals. Our accommodations are wonderful. I even just stopped at this really cute pharmacy to get some bug repellent for the boys since they're getting eaten up. Well, not too bad, just a little bit. Right now we're headed to the pyramids. I can't wait to see what that has for us. Our first stop of the day was the Mayan Pyramid Plaza of Cahal Pech, meaning the place of ticks. We hopped in a cab for a 5-minute drive. Inhabited as far back as 1200 before Common Era, I was very excited on what awaited us. I wasn't the only one excited though. We are at the Cahal Pech archaeological site. We will be seeing the first Mayan pyramid while we were here. The entrance was $5 US per person, and that is $10 currency. This is called Cahal Pech, which means the place of tips. It consists of 34 large structures and was made during the classic period. I'll be giving you more information as we get there. The museum was sure to include ceramics, artifacts, and other details about the people who once lived here. First settled in 1500 BC, this place was a significant Mayan settlement for more than 2,000 years. Cahal Pech in a sustaining area encompasses a realm of approximately 10 square miles. This ceremonial center includes pyramids, temples, palaces, a ball court, and possibly a sweat house.
It's adventure time! Going to the pyramids, going to the pyramids.
Once we began our walk along the jungle floor toward Cahal Pech, I started feeling the connection with the past. Being surrounded by the stillness of nature and the liveliness of the bird calls, I felt like we were meeting the ancient world face to face.
Si vamos a hacer ahí. Uno.
One of the first things we saw were archaeologists excavating to learn more about this mysterious civilization. It was intriguing to know this very work will someday be added to our history books. Seeing the archaeologists hard at work immediately changed my perspective on every mound of dirt and hill I saw in the area. I couldn't help but think, what's under that hill? Could it possibly be a buried temple or pyramid? I guess only hard work and more digging from our archaeologists will tell. Being at the pyramids immediately proved the perfect place for our kids to run, jump, explore, and learn. And boy, did we encourage them to do just that.
Excelente. Vámonos. Oh, oops, it's a video. It's supposed to be a selfie. Hey, we're on top of the Mayan Pyramids. Yeah. This is awesome. We just climbed.
Oh,
pretty high. Here comes Alpha Papa. Pretty awesome. Zane said he's going down. He don't want to be up here. Bye. Here we are. We're on the very top of this pyramid. Zane's chilling out down there. He found a good spot for himself. We're like in the jungle treetops. So cool. On the right up here, well, the walk up here, we saw some kids that were speaking the Mayan language. We also saw archaeologists who were excavating to find out about this very mysterious group of people who seem to have disappeared out of nowhere after building this amazing civilization. Okay, so on the walk up here, dude was like, I'm not sure if I want to go there because what if that thing opens and something comes out? I was laughing so hard. He had a good point. But now that I see in there, there's really nothing in there. Pretty much an empty hole. He and Alpha Papa are going down right now. Zane is already down there. This is pretty fun for kids. A lot of jumping and climbing. All right, it's my turn.
During its occupation, the site would have looked much different than it does today. The buildings would have been covered in stucco and painted predominantly in red and white. During market days, most people would have congregated in the open area, and unlike most modern cities, there would have been few, if any, trees in the populated area.
Okay, another pyramid. If you see, the steps are pretty big, so they're not hard to climb at all. We did not hire a tour guide. I'm being cheap since we're on a budget and decided that there was no need to do that. Besides, there's a group over there. I don't know if you see them. I'm being a little nosy and listening to what they're saying. Shh. Okay, so let's see what they have in here.
The kids in Alpha Pop are ahead of me. They're finding all kinds of cool stuff, and they're so excited to get a hold of me and show me, Mommy, go over here. Mommy, look at this. Oh, and I see why they're excited. Wow. Okay, Mayan people, y'all are just showing off. This is amazing. According to this little thing right here, it says Plaza A. See? There goes Zane, like a boss, having a good time. He's gonna go down. There goes Dude, like a boss. Alpha Papa's up here. He's taking his own videos. Plaza A was previously used to play the infamous Mesoamerican ball game, the sport of life or death. The objective was for team members to pass a 9-pound, very bouncy, large rubber ball through a vertical hoop suspended 18 feet in the air without using their hands. Winners were showered with praise and rewards, while the losers were sometimes sacrificed to keep the gods happy. This was considered an honorable death. Losing athletes gave up their lives for the future of the people. As always, my two explorers lead the way, and I'm right behind them so we can share our adventures with you. Whoa, look up. The little bugs. Alpha Papa told them that this is a path that the lion would walk through before they go in the arena and fight. Okay, now when I told y'all that Belize was jungle, don't think I was playing or exaggerating even for a second. Do you see what it looks like down into this bush? This is, as we say in Espanol, la jungla, de verdad. Like, it's really the jungle. And the whole country just pretty much looks like this. It looks like you have people living in the jungle, beating it back as often and as much as possible, just enough for them to have their beautiful, laid-back, peaceful lives here. You better believe it. It is estimated during the late Classic period, between 10,000 and 15,000 people lived in the Cahal Pech and its surrounding area. The ancient city was abandoned and its citizens relocated around 850 AD. Their system of government also changed from a single divine ruler to a confederation with multiple leaders. Maritime trade gained new importance and a more powerful merchant class developed. When the Spanish arrived in the area in 1521, Maya society was thriving. Numerous cities and communities were prospering in Belize, the Yucatan Peninsula, and in Guatemala. Unfortunately, Spanish colonialism and new diseases introduced by the Europeans decimated thousands of these people. But the Maya are resilient, and today there are over 8 million Maya people living in Guatemala, 3 million living in Mexico, and thousands more in Belize. Cahal Pech and other large sites stand as silent testimonies of their past achievements. Please take a moment to listen to the sounds of the jungle. I hear things that I've never heard before. I hear things that are not human. So my lesson to the boys is when they're climbing, use your hands and your feet. Do not be afraid. When you're an explorer, there's no room for fear. Use your hands and your feet. Use your common sense and your intuition, and you're good. Look at my boys go.
Found an exit.
So, apparently, this is the exit. Good job, fellas. This is a pretty fearless crew we have here. After seeing all there was to see and taking tons of pictures, we ran into archaeologists who were more than happy to answer our questions and teach us about the Maya civilization. Okay, so does anybody know what happened to the Mayans? Is it still a mystery?
There's no like concrete thing. There's no like ethnographic data that says this is how people, this is why people say that. But there are like multiple theories. Some talk about armies and others invading armies. And then, but those aren't very plausible.
Okay.
But others like a drought.
Okay.
And already land that was already at carrying capacity was overstretched,
Okay.
and crops started failing, people started dying, and
Awesome. So interesting. So then everyone had to leave. So they weren't taken by a big alien spaceship.
Well,
That's another theory, right? After chatting with the archaeologists a little while longer, we asked locals at the site where they recommended next. It was unanimous, the Iguana Farm, and it was only a 10-minute walk away.